Hey guys, Baron here, and today we're here with another draft recap. Yes, we're gonna participate in another Pokemon tournament. Excuse me. We're gonna participate in the Terminus Battle Factory. Essentially, this is just like PSL, but with 12 coaches this time, and we're essentially gonna battle against 11 other opponents who are competitive Pokemon YouTuber uploaders too. So essentially, you're not only going to be able to see the battles from my perspective every week, but you're going to be able to see the battles from their perspective every single week, because a rule is that every single week you have to upload your battle. And that's really, really exciting, honestly. Today we're here with a draft recap. We did a 4-day draft. Yeah, I know that's insane. From Sunday to Wednesday. Where we just had 12 hours each to pick our separate picks, and yeah, we went from there and went and picked up our 12 picks that we're gonna use for this tournament. And today I'm gonna show you off our plan and essentially what our battle and tournament strategy is. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to that subscribe button, and share this video with a friend or two. But with that being said, let's really get into it. So, a battle strategy going in is that we want more cores in this team, essentially. I'm not this satisfied with what we did in the PSL with our draft. We have a good team, and we're gonna continue to have a good team. But I wanted essentially more cores and more typing cores. So what I mean with that is essentially you got cores like grass, fire, and water, and those cores that's core that really makes up for each other's typing. It's like, for example, fire type makes up for the grass type weaknesses, and the water type makes up for the fire type weaknesses, and so forth and so on. It goes on a circle and circle. So there are like primarily 3 cores: grass, fire, and water, dark, psychic, and fighting, and dragon, steel, and fairy. So those 9 mons typing we really wanted. To start off that, really, we picked up Mega Alakazam. Not first round, but Mega Alakazam was definitely something that I wanted to begin with. Mega Alakazam is just a really, really good hard hitter, and it's just goes in there and hits really, really hard. And let's have a really good bulky mon or something that would outspeed Mega Alakazam, which is barely nothing. There's not a lot of things you can do here, really, because, like, I mean, look at this. 438 speed, with a speed investment ability, of course, but with 252 special attack 2, that's not something you want to deal with, really. That's a dangerous thing to go up against. Of course, holding the Alakazam trace ability on switch in, or when it can, this Pokemon copies a random adjacent foe's ability. So let's say, for example, you send in an Incineroar, wanting to deal with Mega Alakazam. The Intimidate ability is completely dropped, meaning that essentially Incineroar is crippled, which means that it doesn't have a lot of things to do against a Mega Alakazam. Yeah, that's really it. And for example, moves, you can put Dazzling Gleam, you can put Energy Ball, you can put Psychic, of course, to get the stab, and you can put things like Knockoff too, if you want to. But Mega Alakazam is just really, really good and reliable special sweeper, which is something that is good and something that a lot of opponents, I think, will struggle with. So our next pick here is Garchomp. Chomper the Garchomp. It's just really, really powerful. Of course, you can put Shard Scarf on this guy. Holder speed is 1.5 speed. But you can only select the first move it executes it. Rough Skin. The Pokemon making contact with this Pokemon loses 1/8 of the max HP. So like every time you want to use a physical move against Garchomp here, that's not a good strategy, because you lose a lot of HP here. You can run Earthquake on this guy. You can run Poison Jab, Dragon Claw, Iron Head, for a lot of diversity, but like really powerful physical damaging moves. Let's say, for example, you run 252 attack in this guy, 252 plus in speed, and 4 in special defense with a Jolly ability. Garchomp is scary for a reason, and it's right here. It's a really speedy mon, and with a good attack, it just takes lives. And that's really what Garchomp is here for. And he's just out to take blood, and he's a really good and reliable dragon type, starting after that dragon core we want. Next up here, we have Slowking. David R. Slowking. The David is only acceptable name for Slowking, really. Because of course we had a physical threat in Garchomp, and we had a special threat in Gandalf here. But what we really needed was to have a Pokemon that could just eat a lot of hits, and that's exactly what Slowking is. You can run, for example, Assault Vest on this guy, hold their special defenses 1.58 times, which is good. Regenerator, this Pokemon restores 1/3 of its maximum HP, rounded down, which switches out. And you can, for example, run Toxic on this guy, and you can run Ice Beam, Psychic, and Scald to really make that bulky Slowking set work. You can, for example, run 252 HP here, 252 plus in special attack, and 4 in special defense with Modest ability. Raising special attack and lowering attack. And honestly, that's just really good, honestly. You might want to switch this, because like, you can run, for example, you can run 100 here. You can run 156 here, for example. And you can run a special you can run Gentle, for example. Suddenly at 350 special defensive Slowking. And yet again, yes, it is a Psychic type like Gandalf, but it's a Water type too. I mean, it's starting off. We're starting off our 3 cores here, and it's a really good Pokemon that just want to take hits. I decided to go for Slowking, bro, because like it's balanced. It's a good special attacker and it's a good special defensor, so it's balanced there. So it's just, it can do a lot of damage, but at the same time sit out there and take hits, and that's what we need. Moving on, we have Sticking It, the Ferrothorn. And yes, I'm not even sorry about that nickname, which is perfect. Ferrothorn is a really good setup mon. It's out there with Stealth Rocks, it's out there with Spikes, and you could just send it out. Unless it's a Fire type or a Fighting type, really, you can send him out on pretty much anything and just make sure that you can set him up and do a lot of things there. And you can run Rocket Helmet, for example. If holder is hit by a Con-type move, the attacker loses 1/6 of its max HP, which is good, because no matter what you would do, you would lose HP. Like on Chopper, you will lose HP every time you attack. Iron Barbs, Pokemon make contact with this Pokemon loses 1/8 of their max HP, yet again losing more damage. Stealth Rocks, Spikes, Leech Seed, and for example, Gyro Ball. Make it for a pretty basic Ferrothorn set, to be fair, but that's really what you need. You can run, for example, 252 in defense, 150 in special defense, and 106 in HP. You can, for example, run a defensive ability here. You can run Impish, suddenly raising his defense to 397. And the only really thing here is that probably a lot of people will bring HP Fire on their Pokemon, because Ferrothorn is not something you want to deal with. And unless you can take this guy out quickly, then you will have a problem, because he can essentially just stall your entire team out if he really wants to, and if he really has the ability to. So Ferrothorn is here and he's ready to go. Again, making complementing the Dragon type and a Water type, and the core because it's Grass and Steel type. So that's really Ferrothorn here. And then we got King Boo, our Gengar. That's the only really acceptable name for Gengar, to be honest. I mean, you gotta run with King Boo. It's snappy. I mean, yeah. Choice picks, of course. Hold a special attack is 1.5, but you can only select the first move it executes, which is just really good on Gengar. The only really negative here is that it doesn't have the Levitate ability anymore, which made it immune to ground types. At the same time, it's got a Cursed Body. If this Pokemon is hit by an attack, there's a 30% chance that move gets disabled. So you can really troll your opponents here. You can, for example, run Shadow Ball on this guy. You can run Dazzling Gleam. You can run Dark Pulse, and you can run, for example, Giga Drain if you really want to. Fast specs here, 252 in speed, 252 in special attack, and 4 in HP, making him just really good a speedy special attacker, just like Al-Qassam. So we got 2 possibilities there. And for an ability, you can, for example, run a speedy ability, so you can run Hasty here, suddenly making him 350 speed, which is just really, really good. Sorry about that. So yeah, Gengar's here, it's ready to go. I'm super happy about that. And Gengar is just one of those mons. You need a good poison type, and Gengar is definitely that. I was inspired by Genghis honestly with this pick, because he drafted Gengar in his PSL draft, and he's used it to honestly near perfection. So I'm really excited about trying out King Boo here too. Moving on from King Boo though, we got Bruce here, our Hitmonlee. We needed a fighting type. Honestly, wanted to pick up Mienshao to begin with, but I want other things in upper tiers, and Hitmonlee just did the same things for us that Mienshao did. His good high jump kicker too, but it is honestly maybe got more diversity here. You can, for example, run Choice Band. Holds attack is 1.5, but it only selects the first move it executes. Limber, this Pokemon cannot be paralyzed, which is really good. High jump kick here, of course, really good fighting type move. Honestly, unless you miss it, it will take out a lot of things. Blaze kick for diversity, bullet punch here for coverage, and close combat. Honestly, you can run. Looking at the EV investments here, you can run 252 plus in attack, 126 in special defense, for example, because that's something I didn't realize when I picked up Hitmonlee to begin with. He's actually a really good special wall. So you can run it like that too, honestly, and make him be able to eat a lot of hits. And he's got decent speed too, so 87 speed with 130, and of course adamant ability, raising the attack and lowering the special attack. Honestly, the Hitmonlee is more diverse than I thought, and maybe it's a good thing that we picked up Hitmonlee instead of Mienshao, because I think honestly maybe Hitmonlee will play more in our favor. Of course, Bruce Lee, Bruce nickname. Hitmonlee inspired by Bruce Lee. Of course, you gotta name your Hitmonlee Bruce. But Bruce is here, and I'm really happy about having picked up a Hitmonlee. And yet another Pokemon that I haven't used in competitive scenes yet, but something that I'm really excited about using. And Hitmonlee is just a really cool mon, honestly. Like, there's no way you don't think that Hitmonlee is a cool mon. He's objectively fucking dope. Moving on from that though, we have our final 6 picks. Obviously now we have a grass and water type, so we needed a fire type, and we have a psychic and a fire type, because so we needed a dark type, and we need to combine those types. So we picked up Incineroar here, Tony, because Frosty Flakes. And honestly, the good thing about Tony here is that you can run him both, because he's got really good attack, but he's also got decent. He's also got decent special attack, so you can run him specially if you really want to. And you can run him. He's also a kind of a bulky mon, so he's good. He's decently defensive, decently special defensively. So that's honestly a really good mon. He's honestly really balanced and good HP too. I didn't expect that, honestly. Like Hitmonlee. Choice Band here because I decided to go for attacking Incineroar here, just to prove my point and to prove how powerful he is. Intimidate ability, of course, because on Switch-In, this Pokemon lowers the attack or adjacent opponents by 1 stage, which is really, really good. Because he could just, I mean, that allows him to take out opponent in return. Brick here, Darkest Lariat, of course, his signature move, Dark type stab. Earthquake for coverage and return. We should honestly maybe pick up a fire type here, fire type move, to prove my point even further how powerful he is. Let's just put up a fire punch here. 361 attack. That's really decent, honestly. Now 246 defense and 246 special defense, and some speed too. I mean, honestly, he's balanced. He's really balanced. Adamant ability, of course, attacking, raising, minus special attack. He's decent. He's a good mon, and Incineroar is just another mon that I haven't used yet, and honestly one that I'm really excited about using, and I'm really happy about I managed to pick him up like 6th round, I think, or something like that. So Tony is here. He's ready to go. And now we picked up Vicious, our Sangos. Of course, Shiny Sangos, because Shiny Sangos is much better than regular Sangos in my opinion. Really for the Toxic Orb ability. At the end of every turn, this item attempts to badly poison the holder. That's good, because we can run Toxic Boost on him. While this Pokemon is poisoned, the physical attack have 1.5 power. So running that with close combat, Facade, of course, power doubles if my Sangos is poisoned, Focus Punch, or Knockoff. I mean, honestly, that's really good. And that's, I mean, honestly, just looking at the attack, 329, and rocking that speed too. I mean, it's gonna be able to just go out there, being toxic, but just doing a hell of a lot of damage. And Sangos is another mon that I'm really happy about using. So I'm really happy that I picked them up. With native ability, of course, raising that speed and lowering the special defense. But Sangos is here, and I'm happy to pick them up. So moving on from that, I think it was one of the last round picks, but I'm really happy because honestly, he's one of my, I think he's like one of the most powerful mons in tier 5 in my humble opinion. So I'm really happy I picked up Sangos here. Moving on from that, sorry about that. We have Fluffy here. Fluffy the Granbull. I honestly wanted to pick up a little Ninetales here because I wanted Ice type, and I wanted something that would be really good special defensive too. We have Slowking, yes, but a Fairy type that will be really bulky is a good thing to do. But a little Ninetales was swiped from me, and then I went to Slurpuff, thinking, okay, he's a good bulky, defensively bulky mon. But then he was swiped up, and I eventually landed on Granbull. And Granbull here, while he is an attacker, he does have some decent bulky abilities, and I think you will see that here. You can of course run leftovers, starting off that that bulkiness. At the end of every turn, holder restores 1/16 of his max HP. It's got Rattled. This Pokemon's speed is raised 1 stage if hit by a Bug, Dark, or Ghost type attack. Or you can run, for example, you can run Quick Flick on this guy. If this Pokemon's status, its speed is 1.5. Ignore speed drop from paralysis. So, I mean, that's really good too. And running Bulk up here, raising the defense, again being bulky. Fire Fang, Frustration, and Play Rough. Yeah, it's really good. Here you can of course run, because I decided to go for 252 in HP and 252 plus in attack and 4 in special defense, going for Adamant ability. Because he's a bulky physical sweeper, and that's honestly what we needed. So Fluffy will do a lot of things. It wasn't my first pick in Fire types, but I do think that he's going to be able to do a lot of things here. And I have hopes for Fluffy. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be at least a lot of fun using. And of course Fluffy too, like, complements that that Fairy type. So we got that cord covered now with Dragon, Steel, and Fairy. And we've got Grass, Fire, and Water too. And we got Dark, Psychic, and Fighting. So honestly, the last 3 picks was just to finish up and round off that team. And starting that off, we have one of our mascots, of course. Because our team is the Paris Porygons. And I should have mentioned that in the beginning of the video, by the way. Our team is the Paris Porygons, and one of our mascots, we have 3 mascots, the 3 Porygons, but one of them is Porygon 2. And honestly, I came to the realization that Porygon 2 is honestly what we needed on this team. Quack here. Of course, working on Eviolite, that's signature Eviolite. Porygon 2 is honestly, in my opinion, the best mon that utilizes Eviolite. You might think differently on that, but that's okay. And the electric here, this Pokemon's hack have 1.3 power if it is the last to move in a turn. So honestly, looking at the speed, it probably is. Run that toxic ability, toxic move, sorry. Try attack, recover, and Thunder Wave. It's just a stalling mon that can just go out there and cripple the opponent, and that's what we need. Looking at what I put in EV investments, I put 252 in HP and 252 in special defense, and 4 in special attack, being calm ability, raising a special defense. So he's really good in special defense area. And honestly, like I said, we need a special defensive wall again, and that's what we have in this Porygon 2. So yeah, that's honestly, yeah, that's Porygon 2 for you. And then we have Plug Out, our circuitry. I needed an electric type. I initially wanted to go for Raikou, but then I was swiped. I was sniped from Raikou by Genghis, unfortunately. That son of a bitch. No, I'm kidding. But we have circuitry instead. And circuitry, I actually put Assault Vest on this guy. You will see why later. Will they? Will they? No, they won't. There's no reason for me to put Assault Vest on this guy. Where is that gonna pick up choice picks? Or we can put up leftovers on this guy. Beast Boost. This Pokemon's highest stat is raised by 1 if it attacks and KOs another Pokemon. So that beating the special attack, because I mean, look at that special attack. That's actually insane. 489. 489 special attack. I mean, honestly, that's just really good. And a Discharge, Energy Ball, Thunderbolt, and Substitute here. So you can run him a bulky special sweeper. Honestly, with some really good HP too. I mean, 370 is not something to laugh at. That's really good. And circuitry will be really exciting to use. I've heard a lot of good things about circuitry, but it's my first time using him ever. And he's a good, reliable electric type, so I'm really excited about using him, and I think he will be a good component to our team. Rounding up, what I picked up last round was Viper Eye Scyther. When I looked at the type weaknesses of our team, I saw that it was a bug weakness, because we have Tony, we have while he can deal with bug types, he doesn't have a good speed. That's a problem. And if you're up against, for example, like a Galvantula with a really good speed set, that'll take him out. And you know, Slowking and Alakazam don't really want to deal with bug types either. So I need a good flying type, and I wanted something for tier 4. And honestly, when I looked at that, the best thing I could find was Scyther, the little brother of Crimson from PSL. Of course, rocking an Eviolite too. Well, actually, you can rock Choice Band if you really want to, but I decided to go for Eviolite here. Technician, like his bigger brother, this Pokemon moves of 60 power or less have 1.5 power. So Air Lace here, Knock Off, Quick Attack, and U-Turn. Just moves that will do a lot of things. Let's see what I want to go for. I want to go for a move that's less than 60. I can go for Hit Power here. I can go for Pursuit. We can go for Pursuit here, honestly. That might be good. But yeah, that's our Scyther here. 252 in attack, 252 plus in speed, and 4 in special defense with the Jolly ability, raising the speed and lowering the special attack. So Scyther essentially is a really good flying type, and yeah, that's really why I picked him up. And it would be really fun using Scyther too, since we used Scissor in PSL. So we have the whole family in our roster. But that's really it, though. I managed to pick up our cores, and I'm really happy about that. We have good cores. We don't really have a really good physical defensive wall, but at the same time, I'm happy about what I have, and we have some good hard hitters. So unless you have a really good physical Mon, that's a good physical defensive wall too, you're gonna have an issue with our team. And a lot of things that I have on my team are gonna be really speedy and be able to take out opponents' fighting monsters too, which is just, it's gonna be good. And I think I might pick a trade here or there if I decide to pick up a physical wall, but I don't know. I'm pretty happy about what I had though, honestly. And yeah, that's really our draft recap. And guys, if you're excited about this too, and our participation in Terminus Battle Factory, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the subscribe button, and share this video with a friend or two. But with that being said, I'm gonna get the hashtag out of here. Thank you guys for checking out the video. Before, until, and after I see you next time though, stay awesome.